Hey there, and welcome to another AdSkills tutorial. In this video, we're going to be talking about how I create HTML5 ads with Google Web Designer. If this is the first time you've ever seen an AdSkills video, I just want to say welcome. My name is John Belcher, I'm the teacher here, and I'm excited to share my knowledge. So, very quickly, what we're talking about, HTML5 ads are animated ads that can be used in Google AdWords. If you've got a designer in your team, and you want to go through and try out some HTML5 ads before you go full force behind do it for your entire strategy, this is a great resource to have. So HTML5 ads are great because they produce better CTR, which gives you better CPCs on AdWords. Also, banner blindness is a real thing. Whenever you've got animated ads, it removes it because something's kind of jumping off the page at people. And if you look at the top ads, a lot of the companies that do a ton of display and native advertising utilize HTML5 ads because it pops. It's something that really stands out. It works. It's been proven to work. So going through and finding a way to produce them is important to, if you want to really be successful with display advertising. So what do you need in order to create them? Well, you have to have image layers, so transparent PNG files. I use Adobe Illustrator. I'll show you the layers that I've got, but you have to have a designer that can go through and cut your ad from one image into 5 or 6 images that are layered on top of one another because you're going to animate some of them. And then you're going to use a tool called Google Web Designer. So I use it, go through and animate and export everything for AdWords. You can use it for DoubleClick if you're using DoubleClick. It's just a very nice tool. It was built by Google for Google Ads. And so it allows you to go through and, do your animations, export it into the file that AdWords accepts, and then upload it very easily. So the steps of the process of making HTML5 ads, there's 5 of them. First, you have to get transparent layers. I always export mine at a 3x scale. So your designer will know what that means. If you don't, that's fine. But you just want to make sure, normally we're talking about a 300 by 250 ad. You just want to make sure that when you render your images, they're blown up 3x scale so they're sharp when they're shrunk down. I did not do that recently and the image looked terrible, so we had to go back and redo it. Once you've got your layers, you can import them into Google Web Designer, go through and do your animation, export it into a zip file, and then upload it into AdWords in one of your campaigns. So I'll show you how to walk through all these steps. First thing I want to do is introduce you to Google Web Designer. So if you just Google Web Designer, very simple, you come in, you can download the beta. There's not a whole lot to it. So if you don't know any code, I don't know code, I go through and build these, no problem. If you do know code, you have the ability to go in on the back end and actually alter it if you want to, or if you have somebody in your team that can handle that. So really this is just a visual builder. Come through and download it. It's a tool that this is what it looks like. It's great. You've got pre-built templates and things like that. So I'm going to create a new file, AdSkills ad. And so in here, we've got the dimensions 300 by 250. I want it to be AdWords, animation quick. This is all we need. So there's other things you can come in here and do. I've always done banner ads, simple, the size that you need. It's got all the sizes loaded in here. 300 by 250 is where I always start testing, and I highly recommend you do too. So you'll click OK. This is what your ad would look like. So now I need to come into my library and upload my images. And so in here I've got 3, as you can see it says at 3x, I've got 3 times, there's 4 images that are 3 times the size. So come in here, drag my background, as you can see it's a lot bigger than the ad. So what you're going to do is come up here, you'll want to make sure that your dimensions are linked, and so my width is going to be 300, I'll change it to 250. And then what I want to do is align this to the container, and then I will center it. And then I'm going to lock this. So I come down here and I'm going to lock that so this can't move. Then we'll come in here and I'll do this for all of my individuals. So 870 divided by 3, what is that? This is what's nice about Google having a calculator. 870 divided by 3, 290, right? Yeah. So this will be 290. And then we will do our copy, 700. 233, 233, and so all I want to do here, I'll show you, got my text, And I'm using the fish oil stuff because that's been such a big part of our Google Display Network course, just to make sure that it all flows. 586 divided by 3, 195. Okay, so now I've got the basics of my ad. Let me just center these. Okay, so what I want to do is come through with this particular image, the headline, and I want to have it start small, pop out, and then settle in, so it really is catchy to the user. And so how I'm going to do that is the translation, rotation, and scale. So this is how you can move stuff left, right. I'm going to leave that at 0. This is how you rotate. You can rotate front, back, all the different things, and we'll talk about how we're going to do that here in a second. And so then the last one's the scale. So I want this to be, I want it to start at 0. I'm going to set a keyframe, which you just, so all I did was right click, and I'm going to insert a keyframe at 1 second. So what I want this to do is going to start at 0. At 1 second, I want it to be 1. And so if we looked at that, if I brought this back here and pressed play, it would just look like that. But that's pretty boring. That's not going to catch anybody's attention. So what I always like to do is come in here. I'm going to add another keyframe. And I'm going to make this 1.2. And so now what this will look like is bam. Okay, headline popped, interesting. And then what we'll do next is I want the fish to actually wiggle. So I'm going to take the fish, go to 1 second. I'm going to move this. So at 1 second, got the headline pop. Now what I want this to do, so I want this to go up to my rotation here. So my Z is what's going to rotate. So I think what I'm going to do is just have this go back and forth probably every second. So I'll do a keyframe here, and I'll make this a -5. Another one at 3 seconds. 5. -5. And so if I came back here and played this, now we've got our fish moving while the fish oil scams pops. So I think what I do here is I'm just going to move this stuff down this way so that when the fish oil pops, everything will be, you know, a piece at a time. So fish oil scams, and then the fish starts moving. This is kind of the way that we go through and get people's attention. And so this is just a really easy way to go through and make an ad that you can test that you've got different images, that pop is really important. So it's cool to see this in, you know, inside a web designer that you've gone through and created something. But, you know, I always like to preview what it would look like out in the wild. So you have the ability to click preview, and this is on Chrome, what the ad would look like. So once you've got it looking the way you want to, you'll click File, Publish. I do it locally, and I just put it into a folder. It'll go through and publish it. So what I want to make sure that you see is from the ad, this is what the ad folder looks like. This is a ton of stuff that you don't even want to get into. It's all the information that Google needs. So all you're going to do is when you're uploading this into Google, which I'll show you to do here in just a second, you just want to make sure that you are accessing this zip file. This is the one that we want. So I'm inside of our AdWords account now. If I'm going to just click the plus sign, let's say we'll do a display campaign, no goal, continue. And then I'm just going to show you how I would create an ad. I would upload a display ad, choose file. As you can see right here, it says my file is too big. It's 248 rather than 150. So what I may do is go back and look at reducing my image sizes from 3 times down to 2 times. This happens every once in a while. Really, the biggest thing is just making sure that your file doesn't have too many animations to go through and upload it. If it's got too much bulk to it, Google will not serve it. But that's the process you use to go through and build your HTML5 ads using Google Web Designer. I know this was a long tutorial. Hopefully you can give it to your designer and they can go through and actually create this stuff for you and help you get it done. It makes a huge difference going through and getting your click-through rate to increase. And honestly, that's what this game is all about. So if you found this tutorial helpful and want to learn more about how to effectively advertise on Google, make sure to check out our Google Ads pathway. It includes our Bulletproof YouTube ads, Bulletproof AdWords ads, and Bulletproof GDN ads courses. And honestly, it's the culmination of my experience when I worked at Google, my time with clients afterwards, and Justin's experience with clients is all wrapped into one. If you want to be successful advertising on Google, this is the #1 resource that will help you do it. And if you like free stuff, don't forget to check out the AdSkills Quarterly Giveaway. The link is in the description. If you like free stuff like Amazon gift cards, Barnes & Noble gift cards, Xbox, PlayStation, even Bose headphones, make sure to check it out. We give away stuff every quarter, and all you have to do to enter is subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, little things like that. So don't forget to head over there and enter yourself for a chance to win. Thanks so much, and have an awesome day.